Welcome back to Chat Lab. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ethan. This is the podcast where thoughts are tested.
Today we're going to be talking about what if we were the only person on Earth. Just one day we woke up and we were possibly the only person left.
Yeah, we're just going to expand on that scenario. See what kind of theories we'll come up with, what kind of people we are that we'd naturally, try and do.
Yeah, would we build structures or lie and waste away?
Probably the latter.
Yeah, probably the latter. Anyway, how's your week been?
Pretty good. I can't complain. So finished up reading week last week, back into another teaching week this week. It's been pretty good. I was supposed to have an assessment today in a 2-hour class, but he decided on Monday, he went, that assessment I have you doing on Wednesday? Yeah, I'm taking let's make that next week. This week I want to watch a movie. So we watched a movie today about algorithms in the world, BBC's movie.
Oh. Yeah, I thought he was saying, I want to watch a movie I won't have time to correct, so do it next week.
No, he watched the movie with us. Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was like, oh man, I haven't seen Endgame. Like, I just want to watch it.
Bro, I'd be for it. I'd be for it. An extra week to study. I'll be there. Yeah, that's been pretty cool. I'm getting a lab tomorrow, so I'm doing more desktop app development, which is not my favorite topic at all, but I guess that's okay. I've made strides in my web app, considering I think I had minimal done this day last week. If I had it started at all, actually. I don't think I had.
Which?
My web app, the thing I showed you before we got on.
Honestly, time is just... It's not a thing anymore.
It's a construct, bro. It's not a thing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I have no idea any day what time it is.
Yeah, so the last podcast, I think I explained it because I hadn't started it and I was getting excited. I was going to get it started. Well, I've made quite the leap and I've built a solid foundation for my app. I'm just adding functionality now. What else is going on? My lecturer the week before reading week gave us a practical that had, quote, broken code in it. Not that we had to fix it. He gave us practical code that wouldn't work. That wasn't part of it at all. It just wouldn't work. He couldn't figure it out, so he just left it. But I fixed it.
Of course you did.
Well, I just took it from one IDE and put it in another, and it works.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's like, use this one. It's shit and outdated. And I was like, no, I'm gonna use this one. So I used Eclipse. You remember that? You did any sort of Minecraft modding? Yeah. So it's Java's IDE for anyone familiar. And I just plugged it in there. Maven project, cheeky little JUnit. Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're on about.
Yeah, so do I.
I do that on the daily, man. We're supposed to be learning Java this semester, but the difference between Visual Basic and Java would be really big for the people that because Visual Basic's a lot of drag and dropping, whereas Java would be way different for them. HTML is kind of easy in terms of the actual coding aspect. I think Java will be a bit harder for the people that are finding drag and drop hard, even though there's still coding behind the Visual Basic. It's a lot of
in my personal experience of learning to program for the past year and a half, I find it much easier to program code that isn't interacting with a GUI like a desktop application. I find it much easier to just write code that does stuff, not just interact on events, because I do a lot of that event handling stuff for web apps, but web apps just make more sense in my opinion. I'm also more inclined to like web apps because they're literally the future. Designing desktop apps is kind of a dying trade. The only kind of good desktop app I'm aware of now are kind of like browsers, unless they're like actually like specific to something. Like Discord is a browser. Spotify isn't a browser, but it's still kind of a web app, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a player.
But it's also specific to like music.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want to make a website, like if you wanted to, I'm only tying this into fitness now because it's a good example. If you want to like check your BMI and your calories and stuff, no one's going to download your desktop app to do it. They're going to go onto calorie.net and plug in their numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nobody downloads stuff for simple Googles.
Yeah. The only things people download onto the devices now are phone apps.
Yeah.
And phone apps are usually just ports of web applications. So
yeah, and even the applications you do download, they have a very specific reason that you have them, but it's like an everyday use, whereas like for certain things like looking up your BMI, you're not going to look that up every day.
Also, it interacts with the web. It's technically a web application. Like it doesn't. Yeah. That BMI does, but like most apps interact with the web now. So
yeah, like Discord, technically Spotify.
Discord is literally a browser because it just runs JavaScript.
What about Steam? Would that count? Yeah, it has a browser in it.
Yeah, Steam is literally a browser as well.
Yeah, and it has a web browser built in, so it definitely connects.
Yeah.
So it's like like everything you do download would connect as a web app regardless.
So I'm also just inclined. I'm inclined to hate desktop apps because of that reason. And I also don't really like them because I'm not exactly the best at developing them, but that's also because I don't like them. I'm not really inclined to progress. Like, yeah, I'm going to have to do a lot of that now this week for a lab again. But I just way prefer designing web applications. It just makes more sense to me. The only time I could ever see myself developing desktop apps for a career is if they're internal to a company.
Yeah.
If every computer in a company has to download this app that's a centralized system, makes perfect sense. But I'll never make a desktop app that I'll sell or open source to people to download ever. I guarantee you.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's certain things I think that would make it easier to do a web app, especially because, like, I don't know, I feel like Visual Basic especially is just very clunky.
Visual Basic is GUI first, code after.
Yeah, it kind of becomes like clunky and kind of complicated then in terms of the fact that you're trying to write code around a GUI rather than make
a GUI around code.
Yeah, make a GUI around code. Like you want your code to turn into a GUI, not your GUI to turn into into code.
Yeah,
because you have to like work around everything. Then it's just a bit tough to get that nailed down. So I guess writing code where you're not like you have no restrictions in terms of a GUI, it would probably be a bit easier.
I actually have better. I have more news from this week. We got Arduino kits from the school, from the college.
Oh,
yeah. So, this is the kit. I'm holding it up to Evan right now. It's the Arduino Uno Starter Kit. And it comes with a book on how to do 15 different projects. Comes with an Arduino, a breadboard, a bunch of jumper cables, a bunch of electronics like a liquid crystal display, LEDs like little red, green, blue LEDs, buttons, things like that. And it comes with a servo and a DC motor. You might have saw it on my story yesterday. I posted it on Snapchat because I got a little 1.5 volt battery that I plugged into the breadboard that the DC motor was plugged into. So when I powered the two wires against the battery terminals, it powered the DC motor, which is just, very simple, but it was still cool because I've never done that before.
Sick. I mean, like, people get those just to learn and play around.
Yeah,
that your college gave you them is cool.
Yeah, I mean, we do have to give them back because what it is they're giving it to us, so we do an assignment on it and then turn them in as the assignment because we're supposed to do them in college, but we can't. So that's their solution: is you get this Arduino, you make the code with the breadboard, the electronics, and then you hand in that assignment.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's grand. I'm thinking of just buying one afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
My
Seeing how much fun you
kind of
already
the
had
one
with
goal I want for the Arduino is I want to plug them into my LED strip, and I want to be able to have like the custom LED settings, like the LED strips you get on Amazon that they sell for like 20 quid more than the usual ones because they're custom made, because they have some like code in them that allows you to like pulsate through different colors and shit.
Yeah, but you need to buy an adjustable strip.
Well, they are. They all are, because they're all RGB LEDs. They're all.
Yeah, but do you not need to get an ARGB strip to even code it?
I don't know.
Because it needs to be adjustable for you to be able to.
Yeah.
to
What
adjust it.
I want to do something with the LEDs, even if it's like voice activation or like clapping or something.
That would be cool. Yeah, you could do that. You could get an Arduino and like have a mic on it, and then try to like within a certain decibel it turns on.
Or it changes color depending on the frequency.
True.
It could work like
time of day.
Oh, that'll be a big one actually for me.
Alexa
As soon as it ticks 6 o'clock, it just changes from white to yellow.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Amazon already does that if you have a plug, but
I'm okay.
And then you'd have to get Wi-Fi RGB strips for that to work.
No, if it's plugged in by power, it'll
just turn off.
Yeah.
It can't change. It can't change the color of a strip that requires a remote.
Yeah, that's what the Arduino would be for.
I do have mine set up to turn off my like lamps at 12. It's one good because kind of puts a difference between super bright day and super dark night. It's like it's kind of the way it should be, and it also gives me a reminder of what time it is.
Yeah.
Because the lights go off, I'm like, oh, it's 12.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting really comfortable working from home.
It's not. I'm not really getting comfortable working from home. I mean, I said it from the start that like, I think I would actually prefer to stay at home, do college at home, than have to run around to different lectures. I think it's a lot more streamlined online because you can like leave one and come back to another.
Because since college from home started only last semester, it was very new last semester. Because like I had college from home a year ago, but there was no lectures. It was all just because it was a contingency plan. They just said, all right, do whatever the fuck you want, we'll grade you at the end of the year. They kind of just gave us take home assignments. But yeah, so I kind of still almost made it feel like it was college. Like I am very me first right now for when it comes to college. So like today I had a lecture at 11. I know I was watching a movie, but I still wanted to be there for the movie. So instead what I do is I just turn Teams on my phone and I go down and I make sure I have a good breakfast. Because I used to just go to class over eating if like, if I was hungry, oh no, but I have class, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Or like today, actually, in the middle of my 4-hour class, I left and made dinner. I wanted dinner. I'm going to make dinner. I kind of do what I want now because like I'm also kind of over the bulk of teaching this semester. Especially in that class, the 4-hour class is the web app class. So I'm kind of just left to my own devices right now. But yeah, it's really great.
I mean, I am finding it hard to pay attention and to like actually engage.
Oh, that is one thing. Because I just got the drawing tablet. This has been my first week with it in class. So I've started taking notes on Microsoft Whiteboard while I'm in the lecture. Oh my god, it's so much better for your attention span. It's so much better. Like I just put them on one screen, I put the whiteboard on the other screen, and I just write notes as if I would, like, because I just write a lot of notes anyway.
Yeah.
So I just do that, and I'm actually, because I'm never down. I think when I go down, I actually like close off almost from listening to them. So I'm like very aware the entire time. It's great. I'd probably
Yeah,
argue I'm not
true.
retaining as much information because I'm not physically writing. I am, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I am, but I'm
Yeah,
not. Yeah.
your pen isn't what's writing. Like, as in, you're not seeing your letters be formed as you write. It's more like you're writing on this thing that doesn't show your work, but it shows on a screen. So there's no like direct connection between what's on the paper and what you're writing it with, because it's
Yeah.
like, it's a tablet. But
Though, because
I definitely find it hard to go on.
because I am writing, still it's slower than typing, so I still get some sort of retention over typing.
Yeah, true. Because you're trying to.
Yeah, because like a 3-second sentence would take me 15 seconds to write, so I have 5 more times to think about what I'm writing than if I was to type it. Because I was big on that at the start of last year. I just took one. I had one note, and I just did nothing but write, like type notes for each module in first year and stuff. It's not it, man. You feel great.
I started doing typing notes at the start, and then I realized all the notes are there. Why am I writing this? It's not like I'm not even listening. I'm just writing what's on the slide. I might as well just, watch this or look at the slides after, because all I'm doing is writing what's on the slide in shorthand, and I'm not listening to what they have to say. Because if they said something that was like extra, I wouldn't have caught it.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lecturer that literally just reads from the slides, so when I'm in her class, I just pull up the PowerPoint and just do notes on the PowerPoint and don't listen to her.
That's what most of mine do.
Yeah.
But sometimes they might come out with gems,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, that would be good to know.
Yeah.
So it's those things. I had an accounting exam. What was it, yesterday?
Okay.
Yeah, that was okay. Wasn't too tough, but like, it's only worth 20%, and there was 5 super long questions. Like, it took us. Like, I didn't even get it fully finished, and it took me an hour and a half.
Wow.
Like, for 20%, that's a bit ridiculous. Like, I can only imagine what the 80% would be like. We'll have like 20 million questions.
You think that, but it's
like
not. It's never like that.
I know, yeah, but it's just like we had to write and do so much for such a little percentage.
I know, yeah.
It was kind of ridiculous, honestly.
Because the pizza form I showed you.
The pizza form.
Remember, I think did I show you the GUI app I wrote like a week or 2 ago where I got to order a pizza?
No.
Right, so this is big fuck off GUI application. The whole lab was worth 10%, but it took me hours to write that program, man. It's so irritating. That's another thing as well, is that I'm not even doing this big fuck off project. I'm literally doing like a tiny lab worth 10%, but it needs to be good enough for me to get signed off. So,
it's just like the smaller things should not be that hard
intense,
to do.
Yeah,
and it's not even like a Christmas exam, or
it's just
a
CA
Easter exam. It's literally just a random one in the middle of February, or the end of February, really.
Cheeky bit of class assessment,
like for no reason. Like, there wasn't any like major, major stakes in it. Like, it wasn't a huge exam or test, yet it wasn't even worth a huge amount, but it felt like a full. I don't think so, but I mean, pretty much every exam is open book nowadays, so
unless it's proctored.
It wasn't proctored or anything, and we weren't on a call. It was more of like, here's the questions, see in a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like accounting would be a bit tough too, because I mean, you've got calculators involved, and you've got this, so you've got people like looking around more than you would like a different subject, I guess, and using different things, so they could pick up their phone at any point and you might not know.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing of where I think they can't really enforce it all that much.
They kind of have to make a proctored exam like a quiz, or they have to get you like to get a desk camera or something.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't say necessarily it's open book, I don't think, but usually when they don't say it's open book, it still is, because of the fact that, like, because of what we're in right now, a lot of the tests are open book, or, you know, most of them are small continuous examinations or continuous assessment, I guess, to where you know, people aren't bogged down too much with the whole learning online remotely type thing. So even if they don't outright say it's open book, like we've asked before, is this open book? And he's like, oh, well, technically it's not. But, you know, can't really stop you type thing, because he didn't want to outright say that it's open book, but like it kind of is at the end of the day. Like he's not gonna know or mark you down if you used an open book approach.
Yeah, you might as well just say it's open book at that point, because then people can choose if they want to do it with the book or not.
So the fact that even with open book, it still took everybody the full amount of time.
Yeah,
kind of dumb.
I know the full half of that from programming, dude.
Yeah, I mean, one of my friends is dyslexic, so he gets like an extra 15 minutes.
Oh, cool.
And it still took him the entire time.
Well, I assume the extra 15 minutes balances out for him. Like,
he's not that badly dyslexic, I don't think.
Well, that's handy for him then, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's the fact that like it still took him a long time, and he's this kind of person that would be able to just think of this most simple way of getting something done. Try to, you know, work around something to where it's easier for him, and he's on top still, you know what I mean? So he doesn't sacrifice anything by making it easier for himself, which is pretty smart. So yeah, I mean, even with all his little insights and know-hows plus the 15 minutes, he still had to use all of it. I probably could have finished it, but the problem is that you're given like X amount of time to do it and then X amount of time to upload, because you have to like scan it and then put it into a PDF and then send it. So I like started early because I was like, I want to cut into my time a little bit because I'm in the middle of a question, but I don't want to go too far to where if something goes wrong, I won't upload in time. So I was finished like 10 minutes early, and I mean, I could have just done the last question real quick. I probably would have gotten it done less than, like, it probably would have taken like 2 minutes max to get that done. So I probably could have done it, but I decided, you know, I'd rather submit on time than not submit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it'll show up as late, and some lecturers won't count late submissions. Some lecturers will dock you for late submissions, so it just really depends. So I just have to be careful with that, but you know, what can you do? And it's only worth 20% at the end of the day. Missing out 5 marks isn't going to make too big of a difference in the broader scheme of things, I'd imagine. Apparently, we're getting our results tomorrow. Oh yeah, there you go. Here's news.
Semester 1.
Yeah, there you go. Here's some news I forgot about completely.
Your very first GPA.
Yeah, I don't know how they were going to get it, but we'll see.
It's probably through your portal online.
Yeah, but there's no like section for like overall performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you get some sort of transcript, like, so.
Yeah, true.
They'll show you.
WandaVision. Have you been watching it?
No.
Why?
I don't know. It's how long are the episodes?
Well, they show up as like 30 to 40 minutes, but there's like 7 minutes of credits and like a minute of an intro. So.
Oh, so they're actually kind of bite-sized.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll definitely
I
start
would
watching
consider
it.
They were around 20-minute episodes.
I just assumed they were like hour long, and I was like, I don't have the time to like watch this, even though like it could get to a point where I just watch one a week. I don't have the time to catch up. But if it's like 20 minutes, yeah, I could probably watch 3 of them before bed, like, so.
Yeah, they're
I really want to watch it, like, 'cause it looks cool.
Yeah, it starts off a bit weird. Not weird. It starts off kind of like, oh, okay.
WandaVision,
and you're like, huh? Yeah, and then every episode, then like, you know, new stuff is shown.
People are speculating they're gonna tie Doctor Strange into it, apparently.
Yeah, well, the overall idea of the show, first of all, but also the latest episode. Kind of, a lot of people have their own
With
theories
that
about
book.
the latest episode.
The book.
That book, yeah. The fact that you know about the book is annoying, but sure,
TikTok,
like,
bro.
what else do you know?
That's it.
Spoilers ahead, by the way. I just said.
The
What
book.
else do you know?
I just know the book.
Just the book.
Yeah, everything else I've just seen is just use TikTok sounds.
So you don't know where it is.
Well, I know where I've seen it.
anything.
I've seen the scene, but it's not any bit significant to me because I've never watched the show.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay, that's good.
it's fine.
yeah, no,
I don't really like. I do mind spoilers when it's done blatantly by someone, but if it's kind of out of my control, I don't really care. Like or like when someone knows that they shouldn't spoil it, I fucking get so angry. But if I just hear it in passing over two people having a conversation, I don't mind because that's my fault for being there, not their fault for trying to have a conversation about it. That's the reason I haven't finished The Mandalorian. So I heard what happens at the end and I was like, oh.
I never started it.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
quite like The Mandalorian, but yeah, it's just I heard it. Two guys were talking about it, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
Not
same
gonna
with
get
Peaky
mad about it.
Blinders,
Like,
same with Game of Thrones. I never watched any of
I'm
them.
so glad I didn't watch Game of Thrones because that final
I didn't-
episode or season or whatever sounds so bad.
Yeah, I didn't get anything spoiled for me. I just don't care. You
I
know what mean?
physically, I really tried to watch Game of Thrones too. I just didn't like it.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely recommend it, and I think if you do watch it, it's probably for the best because the newer movies will probably tie into it because it seems like it's setting up the MCU for a broader range of possibilities.
All right.
I don't exactly know what yet, but because I'm still quite confused. Episode 7 of like 9 or something or 10, and I'm still confused. Yeah, I don't know. Did you see that new thing on Disney Plus? It's like Star and Josh Brolin or whatever his name, or no, something. No, that's the guy who plays Thanos. The guy, is it Josh Brolin? No, the guy who plays Rick and Morty.
Oh, no, wait, we gotta get this. Something Roland, Justin Roland.
Yeah. No,
It is.
Oh yeah, it's Justin Roiland. Yeah,
Yeah.
or is it Roiland? It's
Maybe.
spelled Roiland,
Okay, Royland then.
but I don't. Anyway, he has a new show called Solar Opposites or something.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Solar Opposites. It looks like a Rick and Morty kind of. What's it called? What else?
Spin-off?
Spin-off. Yeah.
Well,
You see that TikTok series where this guy like talks about hitting stuff with a hammer, and
Yeah.
all the comments are like, "This looks exactly like it's from the interdimensional TV cable show thing from Rick and Morty."
that never crossed my
It's like,
mind.
Hey guys, so today we're gonna be hitting this door with a hammer. Now for this side, and it actually kind of does like fit really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely recommend WandaVision.
I actually
Pretty
got
much.
roasted a little bit on TikTok, but it was funny.
Why?
There was this TikTok where there was like it was like using the sound. It was like "Good night to the people that missed the library" and whatever, and it went through like different people, like the LGBTs. Good night to the, I don't know, whatever. And it was like every time they said good night, it showed like a different bottle of drink, and it's like that's what this culture or group of people drink,
Okay.
right?
Let
That's
me
all.
guess.
That's
You love Malibu, and Malibu is LGBT.
no, that's all you need to know.
Okay.
And then I just commented, right? I said, the LGTVs aren't gonna like this one. So I called them LGTVs because I saw it and it was so funny. I had to comment it on something else. Because take a joke, first of all. And second of all, that's hilarious. The LGTVs.
How many comments do you get though, or is it just like one person who was like, "You're mean"?
I got like 5 replies, but I got like 90 likes, so I was like, nice.
Nice.
Some person replied, "You look like you drink default settings," and that was my roast. But this person had like an anime profile picture and no posts, so I just replied, "Ooh, woo." That was it.
Also, what's wrong with default settings? Huh?
Dude, I was just like, you literally like, ooh, just that's all I have to say to you.
Yeah, I commented on this guy. He made like a beef bourguignon or something, or a beef Wellington. It was one of the two, and I swear to God, it was literally raw. You know when you have like a raw steak and you,
I'm not a fan
especially
of
like
those.
especially like a thick one, and you like push on it and it like actually like squeezes almost.
I only like
You know what I mean?
thin steaks, to be honest, man. Thin seasoned steaks.
Even a thin steak, like the feeling of flesh, like that kind of the way it's
Yeah.
bouncy. Well,
Ooh.
that's what a steak is. It's flesh, pretty much. Well, this guy cooked a steak, but it was still like that. It was still the same like softness of a raw steak. He cut it open at the end, and I swear to God, the entire thing was red.
Yeah, people like that.
Like, no. This isn't rare. This was a raw.
I know people really like that. Like the blood comes out and shit sometimes. It's like they love
Yeah,
it.
but like there's rare and then there's raw. There's no like in between. Whereas this guy
I think
made something that's
the people that say
in
they enjoy
between.
steaks like that are the same people that eat really spicy food and think they're cool because they eat really spicy food.
Yeah, but like it's not like he made raw steak or made rare steak. It's like he made something that looked cooked on the outside, but was completely raw on the inside.
What makes me so sad is
it was literally just a sear. It was like 5 seconds each side.
I saw someone cook a steak and it came out completely grey.
Gray or like
Grey.
cooked?
It's what happens when the pan isn't hot enough when you sear a steak. It comes out
Oh,
grey.
you mean
And it's
uncooked gray?
No, it was cooked. It was well done, but it was grey. It came out grey because the pan was too cold. And it was so sad to see because the whole thing was this girl filming her boyfriend or whatever being like, men feel like Gordon Ramsay with their steak. And all the comments were like, no, because the steak is grey, man. It's like, no, turn your pan off, bro.
Yeah, so I commented on that guy's thing and I was like, literally raw. And I just got a reply there earlier saying, rare. That's all he said. The creator. Rare. That's all he said back to me. Like, no. It's not rare. It has to
The
at least be
equivalent
cooked a bit
of
more.
someone eating the hottest pepper in the world and going, it's not that spicy.
Yeah, like you're wrong, bro. You're just wrong. I'm telling you now. It was 100% raw. Because all the comments are like, that's not even rare. Like, that it is raw. You should know what rare is by being a cook. Because I've seen some steaks that are rare. And, like, the dishes look beautiful. And I'm like, it looks amazing. But I know personally I get put off by the fact that there's blood coming out of it.
I don't even really like steak. I'm not going to lie to you.
But, like, the look of this one was like, I wouldn't touch that with a 9-inch pole. I mean, it was
that
like,
with my
with a 9-inch pole. Do you not? Or is it 39-inch or something like that, or 36-inch pole? I don't know. Either way, I would go nowhere near it.
Okay.
Do you not know that saying?
I do. I was gonna make a joke about my dick being 9 inches, but I got you to say it. Got really flustered and confused about the saying, and now it's just just strangely funny now.
Okay.
I was like, I just cut off halfway through, so I was like, I can't be arsed to make that joke. And you were like, what was it? Was it 36 inches? Like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
I guess the amount of inches goes up as the more you don't want to go near it. So we'll say 36 because I wouldn't even get 9 inches close to that thing.
Okay.
Yikes. But I see I'm getting so many cooking TikToks now, like, because with my new page, all I like is Call of Duty and food.
I need to get back onto
all I get.
reading, man. I'm like a
That's a subject change.
I'm not gonna make the joke of self-diagnosed ADD, but me and you both know it's there.
That wasn't even like smooth or subtle. You were like, I was like, oh yeah, I just get loads of cooking TikToks. I need to read more, man.
Yeah.
Like what?
Because I'm supposed to read a book a month, and I meant to finish this book by the end of February, but the end of February is Saturday, and I'm not finishing it by Saturday, so I'm gonna go into March, which is fine. I can do some catching up, but I don't know any good books to go on to after this. And I don't want to go on to some. I actually want to go on to some informational, not super informational, but like interesting to read books that could help me in my life. Not some fucking fantasy shit. I'm not trying to. It's not that I'm not into it. It's just I want self-help books basically.
I was gonna give you a book that's called it's called Lock In or Locked In, and it's about this like guy who, I don't know, he like died or something and came back, but he's like in a sentient body, and like all of these like there's loads of like these like robot people, I guess. They're like people but in robots. And this guy is like a detective or something, and he's like him. It's like him basically transitioning into the whole like, you know, new world, but as a robot. I think I think I haven't gotten too far into the book, so I don't know what the entire plot is, but I do know that like that's as far as I got.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and find another book that goes more into like human psychology. That shit is so fascinating.
Jordan Peterson has some good books. I mentioned him before, didn't I?
I think you definitely have, but
yeah, he talks a lot about like, you know, societal things. I haven't really read any of his, but like they do seem to be quite enjoyed. But he's a controversial person, so you know, you might need to like, you know, filter for a book that you would enjoy rather than just like picking up a random one from him.
Yeah, I just want to read about some interesting shit. I might see if I can get
just get a Gary V one, man. Just get a Gary V book.
Who's this Gary V person? I keep hearing about him.
He's like some like motivational speaker.
Great. Oh, is that the guy that has those shredded ads on YouTube? Or is that a different guy? Oh, you definitely know what I'm talking about. The guy that like, oh, you'd know him to see him, though you would. Oh my god,
is this the guy that says, "Do you know what I'm eating for dinner tonight? This pizza or this salad?"
Yeah. It's that guy.
Well, I'm gonna have this pizza.
Dude, I swear that guy's been advertising to me since I was 6.
Yeah, he has been.
That guy's
I get that pizza ad all the time.
He's always all over my fucking YouTube.
Yeah. Or Unison MIDI chord pack. Unison.
I don't get that because well. Music. But I get
all I get is that.
I get web design ads.
I get stock trading stuff before I was even downloading the apps.
Oh, I get eToro so much. A lot to process.
Libertex, eToro, Trade 500. Is that what it is?
Trading 212. There's another
Trading 212 and
Trade 500. Yeah, something 500.
Yeah. I get all of them, and this was before, you know, GME was going to the moon, before stocks were a thing, before you talked to me about it, before I downloaded any apps. This has been happening for like a year or two.
Yeah, it's always been happening to me as well for some reason.
I get music, that guy, and like music stuff.
I think I might read a book on
music stocks and that guy.
I might read a book on the effects of like certain psychedelics, like DMT and psilocybin. That would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Or there's some books that go into the origin of things like Christmas, and how it originates from the traditional use of psilocybin.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna butcher this because I haven't read the book, nor have I heard it recently. But so it'd be like a ritual every winter to like take these psychedelics, right? And what was it? They took the tree into the house, and at the bottom of the tree were mushrooms. The mushrooms that you ate, the psilocybin mushrooms, or some type of mushroom. And they're white. They're white and red, right? So they're present under the tree. And then, okay, you can't eat a wet mushroom; they'll fuck you up. You got to dry them out. What do? You put them on the tree, ornaments. Okay. And then, what else is there to do at Christmas? They obviously eat them fucking mushrooms, right? And then I'm sure Santa Claus is just some fucking like priest or something that they've hallucinated. to being
I mean,
like the holy fella.
Coca-Cola made them like a thing.
Oh yeah, no,
Or
but
made Santa a
you know,
thing.
Saint Nicholas was a thing.
Yeah, and then Coca-Cola was like, what if we made it a big, fat white man with a red suit with the white hair?
He could have always been not always been red, but what I'm saying is like other cultures could have seen him as red anyway.
Yeah, but Coke like made a character out of Santa and was like, here you go.
Yeah, that was pretty smart by them.
This is what he is.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
more news on me. Switch court today. I attended a meeting with Apple because they have a job, part-time job for customer service. So I've applied to that role. I'm gonna see what happens.
What was the meeting for?
It was like it was kind of like a small conference. They sent emails to like the career departments of different colleges, and they kind of just explained like what they do in Apple, what your career would look like there, stuff.
What your dollar bills would look like, you know.
Dude, if you get the role, they literally send you an iMac.
Really?
Yeah, like obviously it's probably just for the use of while you're employed, you have to send it back, but you get an iMac. Like a new one.
Yeah, and if you got like in there with a part-time job, that increases your chances drastically at working at Apple in the future if you wanted to.
Oh, dude, you've no idea.
Like you would go in with Apple front and center on your CV, and they'd be like, "Oh, he's worked with us before. Yeah, let me
Yeah,
talk to
see,
this
the only
guy."
iffy thing about this is they were saying to make sure you don't have any work experience in the next year to do like your contracts and stuff. But I'm gonna see if I can make it work if I get selected or anything, because they'd have to look into it to figure out I have work experience anyway. So.
Wait, they're saying don't get work experience
Yeah, as
in the
in,
next year.
well, like they're not telling me not to get work experience. They're saying it ideally work if you didn't have work experience next year. So this would be like people like you that go into second year, not third year, because third year you co-op and stuff.
So they're saying So they're saying, hold on.
It's
They're
because
saying-
you do like training courses for like 6 weeks over the summer, and then you start in September, and then you do that until like May the next year.
Is this for your placement?
What do you mean?
Is this for placement? Or is this
Apple
just
wouldn't
a
be for
job?
placement. No, it's just like a job. It's like an 11-month contract.
Oh, okay. So they're saying don't get work experience so that you're not clashing with the contract in case you do get hired. Yeah, okay, makes sense.
But yeah,
Could
no,
work
I
for the
put my best foot
competition.
forward. I made that new CV I showed you.
Yeah.
And I wrote a cover letter. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't really need many qualifications for the job, just to speak English and I don't know, be presentable.
Work as a team, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Because I suppose that would make you a nice person.
As in, like, nothing to do with my course is
Easy to talk to.
specifically giving me an advantage. So
Yeah. Nothing.
So I kind of just
nothing you've
applied as a shot in the dark.
Well, if you get it, man, that would be pretty sick.
That'd be foundational, man. That'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm not really looking for anything anyway because with being at home, not many people want people to work for them.
Yeah.
There are very little jobs going, and I don't want to open up either of my families to extra risk by working, like in person. So like, because even if I did get a job, the easiest jobs to get into would probably be one where I am there. Because those are the type of jobs that like usually are easy to get into. So even during a hard time, they're still open type things. So I wouldn't want to open up that risk. And it's I feel like it would be harder for me to get a job at home anyway. Plus, I don't really have the time in the day to be, doing stuff at home. And I feel like because I'm not like, if I start a job while working at home, I think it's going to be a lot harder to put my like all my effort in. Whereas if I start a job and then need to start working from home halfway through, let's say, then I'm going to, I'm probably going to care more and, understand what I have to actually do.
Right.
So,
In other news, I got a bench this week.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So I'm finally gonna get to do incline chest tomorrow. It's a
Yeah.
proper gym bench, so I'm very, very ecstatic.
I plan to get one. Yeah.
I still wish
I
I
also.
had my own
Oh,
little workout space, but it's still the kitchen. I'm
yeah.
making do, even though it is really frustrating to work in the kitchen.
Especially with a bench.
Yeah, I mean the bench isn't even that bad because I've been using that big fucking box. This is actually an upgrade, as in terms of size and awkwardness. It's an upgrade. It's obviously an an actual upgrade, but yeah, it's still like I'd love to have my own little space somewhere. Oh, it'd be perfect. Just because I want to take the gym's time to myself, but it ends up just being actual more time spent with my family because I have to go downstairs. And I don't know. It's like I want to get into my head,
Yeah.
but I end up just getting frustrated at everything. And that's the whole
Yeah, I
thing.
need to. I think I'm getting one soon because I mentioned it, and it was like once we get the office space like turned into a gym, it's not really an office space; it's just an empty room, really, but with like stuff in it. Once that's emptied and ready to go, then we can get a bench. But we're not going to look at it until it's like actually a thing, because if it turns out to take forever, we'll have nowhere to put this bench. That was the kind of thing. I need a new chair too because my elbows have been killing me every day. Being on like hard plastic because the rubber fell off a long time ago. It started wearing away.
Oh,
And then when I came back after being away for a couple of months or whatever, was it over Christmas or was it before then? It might have been when I left for the summer, and I came back home and like the rubber was all like taken completely off and the chair was reupholstered. The reupholstered job was fine. Great. I mean, the nails didn't go in fully, so that would need to be redone because sometimes it like stabs me,
right.
like the backside of the nails. But then like all the rubber was taken off, so there's no rubber on the armrest now. So it's like it's probably just fast tracking my carpal tunnel, honestly. Because it's like it's not exactly nice for your elbows to be on all day. So I'm looking into getting a new chair, but I kind of want to get one with cushions on the side. You know what I mean? Like as in like a soft, super soft one, so that it's not like even. I don't even want to get one that is rubber or that is leather. I want one that's like, well, leather would be okay if it was like
I like fabric chairs.
if it was comfy, but I just want one that's like the armrest where they're just comfy.
Yeah. Yeah, see the way I have it, so my desk is like kind of deep enough to where I can just put my just in front of my elbow, that part of the forearm, on the kind of the edge of the desk, so my elbows are free. But yeah, then I type that way, and I obviously don't have the keyboard rows risen at all, so minimizing my carpal tunnel a little bit there.
Yeah, no, I can't use the keyboard like flat. It's like weird to me.
Yeah, well,
Also using my mouse without my. I guess, but then the only problem is that like when I do use my mouse a bit further up, there's less space for my like hand to go up.
you don't need to use your mouse further up because you use the keyboard further up.
Well, no, because if I use my mouse lower down, like to keep my elbows off the armrest, first of all,
Oh, you need to
I feel
pull
like
your mouse mat forward as well.
surely I need to push it back.
Well, are you not trying to go deeper into the desk so you can have more room to put your forearm comfortably on the table?
Yeah, so if I want my more mouse space at the top, I'd have to push the mouse pad back.
Yeah, I meant
Deeper
up
in.
as in deeper in. So same thing, different
okay.
words.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, because like I mean I have very little space, but the thing is I can't because I've got like stuff there. The mouse pad is as far as I can go. I mean I could
I
probably
actually
still
need to wash
use it,
my mouse mat.
but
Thinking of giving it a
probably do
nice
it for-
bath like they see on TikTok.
just don't scrape it because that'll ruin it.
I've already done that. It's fine.
Yeah, but the people that like scrape it and go, "Oh my god, look at all the dirt in this." It's like, first of all, there's dead skin in there. That's how it happens. Secondly, you're just taking off the entire first layer of the mouse pad that gives it that silky smooth feeling and doesn't give you too much friction. That's the whole point of that layer, and you're just ripping it off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna soak it because I've never soaked it before. I usually just do it on a wash cycle in the washing machine. Works fine, but it, I kind of want it to be like properly clean.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna leave mine for a while. I mean, I only really just got it in terms of like long term. It's not been long at all.
Yeah.
So
I definitely need to clean my keyboard, but I just really couldn't be bothered. Not really getting much motivation for that.
yeah, I cleaned that old keyboard. Remember, I found like an old keyboard. I cleaned it. I do not want to clean my daily driver. Like I don't have the effort or the like. I just don't care. Also, the spacebar is the most annoying thing to put back in this keyboard specifically.
Oh yeah,
It's
because you have a
just-
weird keyboard, don't you?
It's not weird. It's just the spacebar has the same like that kind of like U-shaped metal thing that like goes in
Yeah.
so that it like actually springs, but it's just so hard to put in
Stabilizer.
and keep in place. Yeah, stabilizer. It's so hard to put in and then keep in place while you're actually putting the key in. It always comes out or goes in wrong or only is in one side and not the other, and then it doesn't work, and you're like, okay. So
Yeah.
it's a bit tough in that regard.
In terms of my gym life, I've decided to make a change. So you remember I said at the end of February, starting in March, I'm going to go into a maintenance, which means eating as much calories as I burn and then going into a deficit so I could be cut for the summer.
Yeah.
I'm actually just decided to stick out a bulk for a year.
So you're just gonna bulk.
Continuously for the entire year.
Okay.
I want to gain about another 10 kilos.
What if you hit 10 kilos before the end of the year?
Well, I might keep going. Depends how I look and how I feel. I want to put on a lot of size. I want to put on a lot of size in terms of muscle mass.
One of us.
Because I feel like
Yeah, that'd be good.
a healthy weight for someone my size, in terms of height, is like between 75 and 80 kilos. And I'm about 68, 69 right now. So
Nice.
the next goal is 70, the short-term goal. That should be hit within the next week, 2 weeks. Because in the morning I'm 68.3, and just after I weighed myself before this podcast, I was 69.3. So I was exactly a kilo heavier in the evening. But
You just need. I think. Why don't you just like eat bad for the next like day or two and
I
bump it
do.
up?
That's how I eat all my calories. So like I eat my bulk shake, and I don't eat bad. I'm not exactly eating healthy because.
Yeah, but I
that's
mean like a
stupid
dirt.
idea.
Why don't you do like a dirty bulk for the
I
last?
do.
But like, do you eat like greasy food all the time? Is it?
Mostly. Like I do eat good
Oh.
dinners now and then, but like it's mostly how I get my calories in anyway. Because it's the only real way to do it. Like you kind of be stuffing yourself with way too much volume of food. Otherwise, you need calorically dense foods.
Yeah, I made an accidentally small dish last night. So I had like chicken breast. And I was gonna like do one of those things where it's like a creamy sauce type thing where you like you cook the last you like cook it and then you put the chicken in and then you put the pan on like after you've already cooked it and then you put the chicken
Fuck,
in.
I want a creamy pasta
Cook it like
sauce
that.
now.
But you didn't even use the pasta. I don't think. I think it was like just the chicken.
Oh fuck
Like
that.
just as I mean, I'm sure you could, but like it was just showing how to cook the chicken part.
Okay.
You have like mushrooms and you have like double cream and you have
Heavy cream
garlic.
sends me to heaven, man.
Now I didn't have like garlic cloves. I only had the garlic stuff that you can get.
Minced
So that
garlic.
was
Yeah,
already-
same difference. Like.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, it is. It's minced
Because-
garlic.
No, because the way he did it in the video was he like put the full garlic like I don't know if they're
Clove.
called like cloves or something. No, I
Clove.
think like the full.
Clove.
I think
Yeah.
a clove is a small thing, but the entire
No.
plant.
Oh, whatever. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, the whole thing. Put it in the oven, 2 of them, and then for like 45 minutes. So then when he took it out, it was like a paste.
Yeah, but usually the minced garlic and vinegar is kind of the same consistency. Like it works nice.
Yeah, but the thing was is that it's like the ones I have is like tiny bits, so you can't like So he would anyway. He'd get the like, I guess, real creamy garlic, and he'd
Mm.
like mix it up then with stuff. So then it was like a full paste that he then added to like butter and wine in a pan. So it was like, and then he added like mushrooms that boiled down, so it was like it became all nice. And then he mixed it all in, but with the garlic, I couldn't really like squish it down into things, so there was like bits of garlic. So I was like, this is already kind of bad, but like we'll try get away with it. Then I didn't have double cream, and I was like, well, I'll just use milk because it's the second closest thing. Turns out the milk decided to curdle into tiny little bits, so it was like the most disgusting thing ever. It was like it didn't curdle in big clumps. It was like tiny little curls.
I always
everywhere.
use water. I never use milk because I don't fuck with milk in a pan and hot because it does some funky shit like that for me all the time.
Yeah, but I was like I was trying to save it. And I was like, okay, no, that didn't work.
Yeah.
So I just dumped everything. I went, fine, restart. Let's make a tomato sauce. So I got past.
Change of course. Pull in a UE.
I got the tomato passata. Got some tomatoes paste. Got some lovely seasoning. Did whatever I wanted to. Made it
my bitch.
Put it in a pan. Started heating it up. Started mixing it. Added the chicken. Got that going. Had my tagliatelle cooking. Then afterwards, I emptied out the water, put the chicken in the pan with the pasta, put in some more passata, and mixed that bit. And oh my god, was it delicious! And it was only a small bit of tagliatelle. I didn't realize it was going to be that little because I put 2 like balls in.
Yeah.
But there was like no pasta in it. I didn't realize. So I had and it filled me up quite a bit. So I had like a chicken fillet with a bit of pasta with like a fairly healthy tomato sauce. It was just passata and tomato paste, and there was like I did put a bit of sugar in because you're like meant to with like tomato stuff because it's like really acidic.
Well, yeah.
But there was no like crazy amounts of sugar. Like I didn't buy a sauce from like Dolmio or anything. When's your Dolmio day? It was yesterday. Fun fact. So yeah, that was really good. I'll probably make that again, but I'll have a plan this time to where it's not my backup, and I'll be ready to do everything because like I was not ready for the tomato stuff.
This whole bulking thing has showed me that like I actually I feel better as a person when I'm eating very like a lot because it's actually what I'm supposed to eat as a human. And also I've started eating like, oh dude, I had this salmon with these seasoned sweet potatoes. And some green beans.
Yeah.
Oh man, they were so good. But no, just I've been eating what I want, and I feel better because I'm letting myself eat what I want. I don't think there's a point in cutting for me right now because, like, number one, I still have so much more size to put on. Like, number two, it just slows down my progress because I need to just gain weight. Like, I need to be like 80 kilograms before I need to cut. And if I'm cutting, it's just to lose fat, and I'll worry about it when I worry about it, I guess, because right now I just need to gain weight, and it's good. Because I feel good that I'm constantly not hungry. I've literally been doing nothing but eating today. Came home, made a snack for that movie thing. Afterwards, then I made dinner in the middle of the other class. After that, I was fucking drinking my shake. And that shake like fills me. That shake used to food coma me. I drank that shake and it filled me up. And now I want a snack before I go to bed. And I'm already over my 3,100 calories today.
3,100 calories?
Yeah, I eat 30. I eat over 3,000 calories a day.
I mean, I probably do too, accidentally.
You'd be surprised, yeah. Well, I mean, the shake does 1,300 of them. So I'd eat probably about 2,000 to 2,500 calories out of food. And I eat a lot.
I'm probably around that because, I mean, I don't eat so much to where it's a lot of food and it's all bad. It's like, I might make something that's pretty regular, and then I might have something that's kind of bad, but then I might have something that's pretty regular. It's not like I have 5 takeaways a day. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. So I'm probably not eating that much, but I definitely am.
The king to good
definitely
food
is a
though
crazy
is
amount.
seasoning, man. Like, oh my god, like it's I don't know where I got this like image from, but I was always portrayed healthy food as just boiled shit. But like because I'm a little skinny boy, right? No. You get some tablespoons of olive oil in that pan. You fry the bitch up. It's coated in seasoning, not too much because sodium. Um, so you're getting the 100 calories per tablespoon of olive oil, along with the like 12 grams of fat that's in it. You're getting the seasoning. Mwah.
Yeah, I will say,
Perfecto.
food does taste better when you put a lot more seasoning than you think you need.
You think like, oh, I only need this much seasoning, bruh. No, add it more on, and you'll be fine.
Like salt and pepper alone on a chicken breast, right? Usually I do that. Chicken tastes lovely. It's fine. But this time last night I added a good amount of salt on both sides, a good amount of pepper on both sides, and then I added paprika on both sides, a good amount, and it tasted beautiful.
Yeah, all right.
Like so much better. Actually, I need to find that Polish stuff that we had, the salty vegetable like seasoning.
Vegeta.
Yeah, because I can't remember where it is. I think
That
it's
Polish
the
shit,
top
man.
of the cupboard.
That's great. I'm using these seasonings from Lidl right now. There's chicken seasoning and then there's all-purpose seasoning. So for the salmon, right? I know you don't like salmon. I don't know why. It's really nice. So what I do is I fry the salmon, by the way, and then I oven cook it to finish it off. But I have the all-purpose seasoning, the cayenne pepper, and what's the last one I use? Oh, come on, Ethan. You know this. You did it like yesterday.
What does it start with?
I don't even know. I'm trying to think. Fuck.
What about this? Is it like a dry herb or is it like a green herb?
No, it's definitely like. Oh, it's onion salt.
Onion salt. That one's good.
That bangs, man. Yeah, you think your eggs are plain? A little bit of onion salt in that. You will never complain again, dude. Oh my god, dude. Onion salt.
What's really good as well is what is it, the peri salt? That one's really good.
Oh, I like that as well. It's not my favorite, I guess, but
they use that in Nando's, I think.
Yeah, I've never eaten in Nando's. I just heard it's very expensive.
It's expensive enough, but it's like it fills you up a lot, so it's not too bad.
I'd go for the experience, to be honest, over like
their chips are so good though. Holy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I always hear like these TikTok videos where they make stuff. They're like, today we're having avocado toast or like whatever it may be, right? They have something, and every time they season, especially if it's some dumb white girl from LA, this is my everything bagel seasoning.
That shit does bang on.
I'm sure it bangs, but the amount of times
it's just sesame
I hear
seeds.
Yeah,
it's like just sesame seeds.
Everything bagel seasoning. And it's like, literally, shut up.
Yeah, it's everything but the bagel seasoning, because it tastes exactly like a sesame seed bagel from Trader Joe's, except there isn't a bagel. So that's what the marketing is.
Yeah.
I used to add in the popcorn. It was great in popcorn. It just gave it a little bit of that's not spice. Spice is the wrong word, but a little bit of a kick. Not kick either, because that implies spice.
Flavor.
It gave it a little bit of flavor. It changed it up a little bit.
Oh, what's the word? Depth.
Sure, yeah, okay.
It gave it depth. It gave your popcorn depth.
Making food taste with depth is the same as saying colors that sound loud.
Colors have depth.
Yeah, well, okay.
Colors are loud, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it's the same energy, like.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Telling me popcorn has depth that depth is the same as saying that like neon green is loud. It's the same energy.
Popcorn is dead.
Popcorn went to Yale, man. It owes $250,000 in student loans.
There's no pun to make there. Student.
No.
No, it's 250 grand. Student.
Kernels. No, it's not there.
Student. In student cinema.
There you go. Yeah.
Cinema loans.
No,
You see my loans?
we're done here.
Okay, this is just going so downhill. We didn't even talk about the
No, that's
the topic
gonna
we
be
had.
next week's topic because we ended up
Yeah.
actually having a lot to talk about. It wasn't even waffle.
Yeah, it just kept going. Apparently the weekly dose of life advice has been ripped from me this week, and it has now gotten rested completely on top of Ethan's shoulders. All him, with no help from me. I will not help him explain what he's trying to say because it came from his head.
No, you just got to hear me out. Okay, wait until I'm finished speaking. So,
Okay. Yes, sir.
And then raise your hand for any questions. Okay, no. So, if you want to start something new, right? Let's say you want to start working out, or you want to start eating a certain way in a certain diet, or you want to start a new hobby, okay? Don't fucking worry about the best way to do it, like initially. Just pick a method that you think is all right, and just start consistently, right? And then on your way through that, figure out what's better and worse for you while doing it. Like, be proactive is the best way you can like make good progress with yourself, because a lot of people spend a lot of time going, I want to go to the gym, but I don't know what's best for me. Like, do I want to do weightlifting? Do I want to do cardio? And they just think about it and then they forget about it and they don't do anything. But if they just started going to the gym and started going on the treadmill, and then 2 weeks later they're like, oh, I want to lift weights. Now they know. You're not going to know without doing it. So what I'm saying is, you learn by doing. That's my life advice. Okay.
You learn by doing. Practice makes perfect. Every little helps.
Well,
Thanks,
perfect practice makes perfect.
Perfect practice makes practice.
Perfect practice makes perfect.
Perfect makes practice.
There you go.
And then every little helps. So you can thank Tesco for that one. Baby steps, baby. Baby steps. That doesn't work. You can't say baby steps, baby. Baby steps, baby.
Okay.
Okay. Did I ruin it? Did I ruin the moment?
But yeah, that was
no. But I know what you mean. It's definitely a good it's definitely a good bit of advice, because I know what you mean. Like, there are plenty of times where you're like, oh, you know, I'm thinking of doing this, but I don't know where to start. Whereas, like, literally, no matter what you do to start, it's good for you, and it's a good place to go from. Like, no matter where you start from.
This all came from the fact that I'm in between like workout plans right now, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Whether I want to do like just compound lift 3 days a week, if I want to do push pull legs 6 days a week, I don't know. But I'm just trying something out, and I'm still working out as much as I used to be. I'm just being proactive about it. Like, I'm thinking about it while I'm doing it.
Bro, I cannot wait till we get this room like refurbished to be like gym. And we get my old soundbar up in there. Oh my god, it's over, bro. It's over. I swear. Every time you work out, I'm a workout, okay?
That's 6 days a week, bro.
Okay. 4 out of 6 times you work out, I'll work out.
Alright. I'll hold you.
You text me, go, yo, I'm working out, and I'll go, okay. And then we go together.
I mean,
for the running.
My 6 days a week works well, because it's push pull legs.
Well, I'm just going to start off getting back into the groove of things, getting my body back into, like, you know, moving excessively.
You could just start you could just start like with 3 day a week full body workouts for like a week. See how you like it, and then start into an actual routine. Probably by the time your room is set up, I'll actually have a routine, so.
Would it take that long for you to come up with a routine?
I don't know. Like, it's not that I make it. I find people like Mr. Olympia, Chris Bumstead. I'm following his push pull legs program right now, because I like him, and his program, you know, Mr. Olympia. So he's natural too, by the way.
Don't take steroids, kids.
Yeah, don't hop on a cycle of fucking SARMs. You'll regret it for the rest of your life.
Stay in drugs. Don't do school.
Interesting thing about that is if you ever hop on a cycle of testosterone or tren or SARMs, you will never qualify for natural bodybuilding ever. So if I did it now and tried to do natural bodybuilding when I'm like 26, I can't.
How would they know?
I don't know. They know somehow.
They just measure your testicles.
They just know somehow. But like, it's also like an ego thing. It's like you're not natural. It's like a societal thing. Like, you are not natural anymore.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's very appealing either. Either personality wise or looks wise, when people take steroids.
Yeah, I like when the only reason people should take steroids is if they're trying to compete in like open divisions for bodybuilding for like the world.
I still only think people should take steroids if they're given them by their doctor for whatever sickness they have.
Yeah, well, as in if it's people's choice to do it so they can compete to be like some freakish human size, more power to them.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't really.
But like your average Joe in the gym should not be
should
not be hopping on a cycle of anything except the bike. Oh,
oh, that was a good one. Yeah, I think we can leave it there. We've got our weekly dose of life advice from yours truly, and yeah, we had a long, good chat. Didn't expect it, but
yeah, didn't either.
That's the nature of a podcast, I guess.
Yep.
Yep. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Bye.